Hey guys, welcome to this quick tutorial on how to make a dynamic split screen, which shows both players when they are together in the same screen, and then separate the screen when the players get too far from each other. First things first, let's go to our project settings and enable split screen if it isn't already. Search split and use split screen enabled, and I prefer to use vertical. Next thing we'll need to add would be another player start, so we'll add player start. You need to make sure you have two of them. I'll just align it nicely right there. That's good. Now let's make sure that our character is set up. In our character, make sure your character already has its own camera. Mine is attached to a spring arm. Then we have the camera. In the spring arm, to make like a couch co-op, like a top down, or well, depends on what you want to make, but for me I disabled inherit, pitch, yaw and roll. Disabled them, and also I enabled camera lag. It gives it a nice feeling when you go around. As the next step, go to your content browser. Let's create a blueprint class and select actor. This actor will be our shared camera. This is what will be between the two players. Let's open up our blueprint, and in here we'll have to add a spring arm. Alright, and a camera. Make sure the camera is attached to the spring arm. For the spring arm, I'll increase the length to like 700 and I'll tilt it to like 55. There we go. So the same thing, disable these and enable camera lag. Next we'll go to our event graph, and from the event begin play, we'll need to set up two timers. Set timer by function name, so 1 and 2, connect them together, set them both to be looping. One will be 1 second and the other one will be 0.01. The first timer will be called check player distance, and the second one move camera. Let's delete these as we don't need event tick. And now we'll make a custom event. Call this make player reference, and we'll need to create two variables that store our character reference. So player 1 and player 2. Change this to your character blueprint. For me it's BP character. There we go. And for this one as well. Nice. This will be how we set the reference to our character so we can check the distance between them. In this custom event, add an input, and again change this to your character, and then name this character reference. Next we'll grab the player 1 variable as a get, right click it and convert to validated get. This is how we'll be checking if this is already assigned or not, and if it's not, we'll assign it. If it is, don't. We'll assign the next one. So connect this to the make player reference. Now we'll get again as a set, so player 1 set. If it's not valid, we'll go to player 1 and we'll connect this to the custom event, and then we'll get the player 2 again as a set. If it is already valid, then we'll set player 2 instead, and again connect it here. So once this is called, it will have the reference from our character. It checks first if the first player 1 variable is already filled. If it's not, we fill it, and if it is already filled, we'll fill the second one. Next we'll be checking the player distance, so we'll make a custom event. Call this check player distance. This is the same function that we wrote here, which will be called every 1 second, and don't forget to set it looping. We'll again get those two variables. We'll again get those two variables as get, and player 2 as well, get. Convert them again to validated gets, because this will be called every 1 second, so we don't want errors if somehow the validation is not available. Connect is valid to the next variable, and then from the second variable we'll set force disable split screen, this one here. Now from the first one we'll get distance 2. This will be checking the distance between these two players, and from get distance 2 we'll do a less of about like 1200 distance, and we'll connect it to set force disable split screen. From set force disable split screen we'll get a branch, and we'll connect the less check as well. Next we'll get player controller, drag from it and set view target with blend. Copy one more and the same for the target, and we'll connect both of them. This is what switches cameras. Here we'll call a self and we'll connect it to set view target with blend, the top one. As for the second view target with blend, we'll grab from our player 1 and we'll connect it there. This will ensure that our camera is set back to our player when we walk too far away. Now we'll make the custom event, which makes the camera follow in between the players at an average location. So move camera is from this set timer by function name. Here we'll once again in this section from the check player distance, connect them. So we have the two validated variables and the get distance too. We'll clamp the get distance to clamp float, and this will be 700 to like 1300. Now we'll get our spring arm as a get variable. We'll get target length, and then we'll get an if interp too. We'll connect the clamp to the target. For the delta time, we'll get game time in seconds, connect to the delta time, and set the interp speed to 1. And now we'll set target arm length, and this will be what adjusts the arm length, which like zooms in the camera when the players are closer together or moves away from the players when they are far from each other. We'll need a bit more space, so I'll move this a bit higher. Now let's get player 1 as a get and player 2 as a get again. We'll get their actor locations as a get, and one more for the other player as well, and we'll do a lerp vector. This gives us the average vector in between the two players. Set the alpha to 0.5. And then let's promote this to a variable, because sometimes blueprints don't work right if you don't store the value. And we'll call this average player distance and set actor location. This will be setting the camera's location in between the players. That's it for the camera setup. Let's grab it and drop it into the world, just a bit higher. Yeah, it was colliding with the... Oh, talking of, we should probably disable the collision test. Usually these kind of games have a pretty wide area. Okay, now we'll go to our character, and then on event begin play, please don't mind my sequence, you don't need that. I just have other code for my project in here. Okay, from event begin play, get all actors of class, and we'll be looking for our BP shared camera. Get a copy of this. Now you can do this in different ways, by the way. I did this the simplest way, which we just drop the camera into the world and then we just get a copy of it, the first one that comes up. Please don't overuse get all actors of class, especially on begin play. That can really impact your performance at the start of the game. Other ways you can do it is have the camera get spawned from the game mode, make an interface for it, or spawn the camera and the players at the same time in the world and hard reference them with the public variable. So that works as well, but for now we'll be doing it like this. And from here we'll be calling from the camera the make, and from here we'll be calling from the camera make player reference. We'll connect it to get all actors of class, execute, and then here from character reference we'll make a self. Now to spawn a second player, we can either spawn them at the same time with the game mode or in the level blueprint, but for now we'll just spawn it by pressing a button. So Z debug key and create local player. And this will add another player at one of the player stars that we added to the map. Now let's see if this works. I'll press play. I'm just one player. I'll press Z. Second player spawned. The camera merged. When I walk away, see the camera is showing both players. I get close, the camera is zoomed in. And if I get far enough, camera has split into two. Now when I go and get close to the other player again, we are merged again. And then if I walk away again, the camera gets split again and both players can see their sides. You can tweak this around as much as you like. My player went weird, okay. But this is about it. Everything seems to work fine. We get away, camera splits. It's taking a bit also because of the you see here we have the timer is set to 1 second, which checks the distance between each player. You can set it lower so it works better. Then for the split, if you find that 1200 it's too far from each player, lower it. This counts the distance. And if you want the camera to move further or closer, this will make the camera move closer when the players are close together, and this will move the camera higher up so the players can see each other better at a distance. And that's about it. This is the tutorial. If this was good, drop a like and a subscribe. Oh, and by the way, this is Bonk and Chomp, one of my upcoming games. I will leave a link to it in the description. See ya in the next one. Bye bye.